Greetings everybody and welcome back to Pizzly's News. We got some breaking news for you all, and we're going to change it up this time. This is more of a conversation starter, you know? So, as many of you all know, Anthrocon is very, very soon, like, let's see, a week and some change. So, I'm sure many of you all know in the fandom that there is a little controversy going on. Ooh, spicy. So you may be asking what that controversy is. Well, it's about the one thing we love to do as a furry, if we are able to, of course. That is fursuiting. So, and as many of you all know, not everyone has fursuits. We have partials, maybe we just have a head, or maybe just a tail. Well, they changed their rules compared to when I was there last year. So we're going to read these together. We're going to talk about it, and then we're going to let you guys free in the comments and kind of go wild. So, yeah, let's pull up the new rules. This is going to be mainly going towards people who partial, so brace yourselves. Alright, everybody. So, partial parade rules. All participants must have a costume that is anthropomorphic in nature. Makes sense. The parade is not for general cosplay. That's good, you know. The addition of ears to existing armor does not qualify. I'm kind of fine with that. Like, when I went last year, there was a couple people who were just purely in cosplay, and I kind of felt they probably shouldn't have been in the parade. I feel like, in general, you should be either a full suit or a partial fursuit, at least, so that you're able to show off what your makers have made, you know? And as cool as it is to have cosplayers, I think that's more for the ground floor instead. So, and then it proceeds on, and this is where things get spicy. Full body fursuits are encouraged. Partial fursuits must incorporate additional elements in addition to a head, hands, and optional tail. These at the wearer's discretion based on their interpretation of the species/character. Examples include foot paws, sleeves, leggings, or other costume features that define the character. No human skin should be showing. What? All clothing and costume elements must conform to the Anthrocon standards of conduct. Alrighty. So, for those who may not know what poodling is, it's pretty much that. It's wearing a partial fursuit without, or while showing skin. You know, think of a silly old poodle. I'll probably pull up a picture of my little Anthrocon vacations, and boom. Ta-da! Okay, there we go. There you go. You guys got a good view of it. So, as you can see, I did a little poodling myself because, you know, it's fucking hot. And, you know, with the amount of people that are sitting inside of a room waiting for the show to go on, it can be pretty hot and uncomfortable. And sure, you know, half of the parade is inside the building and then the second half is outside. But once you're outside, it's hot. Especially it's the summer. And, you know, the weather determining, maybe it won't be that bad. But in general, I feel like, to keep it simple, you should be able to poodle. Like, really, you're showing off fursuit pieces. You should be able to proudly display those without, you know, burning your ass off. In general, I am not a big fan of this rule, especially because I participated in it last year, and that was actually my first time doing a fursuit parade, which actually was a lot of fun. So, you know, take that as you want. But really, I kind of want you guys just to calmly talk about it in chat. I'm curious what your opinions are. Do you feel like it's a good way to go? Or do you feel like this is probably pushing the boundaries a little bit too far with the fursuit parade? Now, I understand like last year there was a ton of people in it, and maybe they're just trying to do this to cut down on the amount of people. But at the same time, you should be able to show a little skin on top of your fursuit. As long as you're not breaking any like rules, you know. You're not wearing like super NSFW stuff or whatever. You know, as long as you're dressing normal, you should be fine. As long as you have like a fursuit head on and maybe a tail or something, even if it's just a head, you know. And I think in my opinion that's fine. But I'll leave that up to you guys. It should be an interesting comment section. Don't go too wild, please. But yeah. That's it for tonight's news story. I know this one's a little bit short. You guys are probably like, why the hell is there news? Well, it's fun, and I like to do really random ass shenanigans here. So, can't wait to read. Maybe I'll pick some of my favorites, and you guys can, and I'll see what the answers are, maybe do a little video on it. But until then, see you then.